Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. This is Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service. Today is Monday, July 15th, 2013, and I'm Ian Troub. In today's headlines, Tarleton is set to break ground on another new residence hall, Twinkies to make a sweet comeback after a nearly 8-month hiatus, Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott announces run for governor, the Trayvon Martin murder trial comes to an inflammatory end, star of Fox's hit TV show Glee found dead in a Vancouver hotel room, as well as this week's sports and weather. And now for today's top story. In campus news, Tarleton is set to begin a new student housing project adjacent to the Barry B. Thompson Student Center in an effort to accommodate the continued growth of the university's on-campus student population, according to tarleton.edu. Tarleton recently entered into a development agreement with Balfour Beatty Campus Solutions and executed a ground lease for the privatized on-campus residence hall, which will accommodate approximately 500 students. The new $25 million student housing project will be built on 1.5 acres east of Legacy Hall and north of the Thompson Student Center at the corner of Jones and Lillian Streets. Construction is set to begin July 15th with an expected completion date in August 2014. Upon completion, the university will operate and maintain the building, including management of all resident life activities. The new 4-story residential hall will serve first-year students who will be assigned to one of 16 living and learning communities, which will include a residential coordinator's apartment and private rooms for the 16 residential leaders. Floor plans feature 514 beds in a modified suite configuration that include community spaces, kitchens, and study areas on each floor. We are excited to begin the construction of the housing project to support the growing residential student population on campus, said Rusty Juergens, Vice President for Student Life. The university has experienced a 35% growth in freshmen since fall 2011, and enrollment trend data indicates continued growth in future years. This new facility will allow Tarleton to accommodate a burgeoning on-campus population and provide the infrastructure for future expansion. The university is currently leasing 858 beds in off-campus apartment complexes to accommodate anticipated demand for fall 2013. In regional news, Twinkies have returned nearly 8 months after Hostess filed for bankruptcy. The Associated Press reports that other Hostess snack cakes will ship later this week. Hostess's consumer site boasts this as the sweetest comeback in the history of ever, and as of last night, the website was simply a countdown to when the snacks would be available. The company is now running under new owners and fewer employees, along with a shorter list of products. According to the Abilene Reporter News, Walmart's in Abilene began selling the product as early as Friday morning, despite Hostess's scheduled date of Monday. Stephenville's Walmart and H-E-B told reporters that Twinkies are in stock and will be on the shelves Monday. In state news, according to the Associated Press, Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott has formally kicked off his 2014 campaign for governor. The well-known, well-financed, and fierce social conservative said Sunday in San Antonio that he wants to succeed Governor Rick Perry, who has announced he won't seek a fourth full term. Abbott has raised nearly $23 million. Abbott has held office since 2002 and is popular among mainstream Republicans and Tea Party activists. Abbott has also sued the federal government on Texas' behalf 27 times during the Obama administration. The only other announced candidate from either party is ex-state Republican Party Chairman Tom Pauken. No Democratic candidate has emerged, though some have urged State Senator Wendy Davis to run. She became famous for her 12-plus hour filibuster over sweeping new abortion limits during the legislature's new special session. In national news, according to the Associated Press, jurors who acquitted George Zimmerman of all charges were guided in their deliberations by 27 pages of jury instructions that included 2 sections giving them an option to find him not guilty: justifiable use of deadly force and reasonable doubt. The acquittal of the former Neighborhood Watch leader left many Americans wondering Sunday how the justice system could allow him to walk away from the fatal shooting of Trayvon Martin, the unarmed black teenager whose death provoked a long national debate over racial profiling and self-defense. But the essential criteria for deciding the case came from the court itself, which told jurors that Zimmerman was allowed to use deadly force when he shot the teen, not only if he actually faced death or bodily harm, but also if he merely thought he did. And jurors heard plenty of conflicting evidence and testimony that could have created reasonable doubt. Some Martin family supporters may never understand the gap between the legal basis for the acquittal and what they perceived as the proper outcome, Zimmerman's conviction for either second-degree murder or manslaughter. In international news, according to the Associated Press, Corey Monteith, the heartthrob actor who became an overnight star as a high school quarterback turned singer in the hit TV series Glee, but had battled addiction since his teenage years, was found dead of undisclosed causes in a hotel room, Vancouver police said. He was 31. Police said Sunday that an autopsy is expected to take place Monday to determine the cause of death. Acting Vancouver Police Chief Doug Lepard said late Saturday there was no indication of foul play. The Canadian-born actor who played Finn Hudson on the Fox TV series about a high school glee club was found dead around noon Saturday in his room on the 21st floor of the Fairmont Pacific Rim Hotel on Vancouver's waterfront. According to police, Monteith had openly talked about struggling with addiction since he was a teenager, saying he had a serious problem and took just anything and everything. He told Parade magazine in 2011 that he was lucky to be alive. Leah Michelle, his Glee co-star and real-life girlfriend, told People magazine at the time that she loved and supported him and was proud he was seeking help. "We do not have a great deal of information as to the cause of death," said British Columbia Chief Coroner Lisa Lapointe. She said further tests would be needed to determine how Monteith died. Lepard said Monteith had been out with people earlier and that those people are being interviewed. In sports, according to the Associated Press, France won the Under-20 FIFA World Cup for the first time, beating Uruguay 4-1 on penalty kicks after a 0-0 tie in Saturday night's final. Juventus's Paul Pogba and Nantes' Jordan Vertu made the first two kicks for France, while Les Bleus goalkeeper Alphonse Areola saved kicks by Emiliano Velasquez and Georgian de Arrascaeta. Rennes' Axel Nagando made it 3-0, and Lucas Alaza converted for Uruguay. Rennes' Dimitri Fouquier and then converted the clinching kick for Les Bleus. France is the sixth European champion in the 36-year history of the event, but only the second in the past 20 years following Spain in 1999. Uruguay lost the 1997 final to Argentina. And in weather, according to weather.com, today's forecast calls for a high of 74 degrees and a low of 68 with a 90% chance of scattered thunderstorms. Tomorrow we bring a high of 86 degrees and a low of 70 with a 40% chance of scattered thunderstorms. This has been a production of Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and visit our website at www.texannews.net for all your latest news, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment news. I'm Ian Troub from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, reminding you, as always, bleed purple, stay classy, my friends.